Hey YouTubers. Okay, so for today's video, I will be showing you guys how I touch up my lace frontal. And this was the second time that I had to get a touch up, but I couldn't afford to pay my hairdresser to do it, so I just ended up doing it by myself. And I hope you guys enjoy. If you like the video, make sure to leave me a thumbs up. Like I said, I'm amateurish. I don't exactly know what I'm doing when it comes to this sort of thing. But I think I did a very good job, but I want you guys to see for yourself and be judges, but don't be too mean if you happen to comment on this. Like I said, I'm a beginner. I'm trying my very best to master stuff better when it comes to hair and nails, but I have to go to school for that. I already know that for a fact that I have to. But I hope you guys enjoy the content. Like I said, leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my page already, make sure you do that as well. Thank you. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Oh yeah, and before I forget, um when you guys are watching how I touch up my frontal, I just want to warn you guys that I won't be talking throughout the video unless I decide to add narration. I'm still thinking on that. But if I don't, I will be sure to add captions for you guys. So in case you're a beginner like I am, you guys will know exactly what I'm doing and what you have to do. But I didn't exactly do all the steps. I just did what I could to make sure that my frontal didn't try to fall off my head. But okay, I just wanted to add that side note for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like I said, sub, share, comments, and leave me a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you. Hey everyone. Okay, so I am here today to show you guys how I fix my frontal. So as you guys can see, I'm currently taking off my scarf, and what I'm doing is I'm pulling the rest of the remainings of the glue that's still stuck to my head. And you guys can see that I'm bald currently. Okay, so what I am doing is, first I'm taking some soap and some water into the palms of my hands. And then what I'm doing after that is rubbing around the edges of the lace where the glue was when I was pulling, so that way it has a clean surface to it, and also to my forehead, so the lace has a clean surface to lay on. Okay, so once I do that, I'm currently drying my hands to get ready for the next step. Now, I didn't get all of the glue off, but I did what I could to make sure that I had clean surfaces on my forehead where my stocking cap lace and the edges of the lace frontal. So what I am going to do next is I am going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut around the lace of where I had just pulled and clean the surfaces. What I'm doing by this, you guys, is that I am trying to get rid of the baby hairs from the last time that what I'm doing is I'm cutting the edges of the lace where I had just cleaned them off it. What I am doing is I'm trying to get rid of the extra lace where I had the baby hairs last. But before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and brush through it. And I'm going to put the long lengths of hair back into a ponytail like how I had it before I start cutting the lace. Basically what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to get rid of the baby hairs. Because from the last time I had did my own touch up a few weeks ago from this video, the edges of the frontal, they did get too glued because of the products that I use for the touch up and what I'm going to be using in this video again. So I do apologize. And I never really been a fan of baby hairs until I found out how they worked. So basically I'm just trying to see if I can improve my frontal just a little bit. Now see, I had to put on my glasses for the step because I'm nearsighted and I was trying to look into a mirror and look into the phone that I was recording with at the same time so I could see close enough. so I'm not cutting too far back where the hair actually lays. So by cutting the extra lace, you guys, what I am going to do is basically I'm looking into a mirror currently, trying to see if I can get the frontal up that way. But as you guys can see by me moving my head around constantly and moving the mirror around also, it hasn't been working out all that great. But basically I'm gonna cut the edges by starting off to the side, and I did a speed up for you guys so that way this video wouldn't be too long. Because when I had first recorded the video, this video was originally almost 25 minutes long. I got the video down to about 13 minutes. So I'm still cutting around the lace frontal. I didn't entirely get all of it, but I did what I could because I am a first timer, so you'll have to excuse me. I've been learning what I could off of other YouTube videos. Yeah, so I'm putting my glasses back on. Okay, and right now I'm just looking inside a mirror to get off the rest of the excess to the edges that I haven't cut, but can still show, especially when I style my hair a certain way. Basically, I'm just aligning the frontal for right now to see if I can see any lace sticking out, and I'm cutting off the rest of the excess of what I do see. Okay, and what I'm currently doing right now is I'm doing the same thing that I did a few seconds ago. I'm just lining the frontal to see if I can see any excess left and how the frontal would look. And I'm cutting off some more excess that I did miss. Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family door. And I'm just aligning the frontal to see how it would look without the excess that I had just cut around the front. The only thing I didn't cut, you guys, were the side bangs. I'm sorry, the sideburns. Because I need that part still to hide my edges, and I'm showing you guys the clump that I had cut off the lace frontal. And yes, this is a lace frontal. It was originally supposed to be a sew-in, but I had it made into a wig before New Year's. So right now I'm debating on if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to wash it later on and sell it to someone. Sorry, I had to pull out another part of hair that was clumped up in glue. So that's basically what I was just doing. So I'm taking the frontal again, I'm just aligning it to see how it looks before I start gluing it on. And as you guys can see, my stocking cap is still aligned onto my head. The very first time I did my touch up, you guys, I actually didn't have to dip. I actually had to deal with the stocking cap that time, but this time I didn't have to. So that glue is laying it down very good. Okay, I'm just lining the frontal again to see how it looks one more time and make sure I don't see any excess. I don't know why I was rubbing the stocking cap, but I'm gonna use the first Got2b glue Ultra Gel. It comes in black, and I'm just basically taking it around the edges of my head where my stocking cap lays, so I know where to lay my frontal at. And I put on at least 2 different layers to ensure that the frontal doesn't fall off my head within a week. So by doing this, you always want to make sure that the surface of your head is clean as possible. And I'm also using the freezing spray. And so after I use the freezing spray, I'm going to take my blow dryer. You can use a medium or high setting for this, it doesn't matter. But I usually like to use the low setting. Basically, I'm just taking a blow dryer around where I put the gel around the edges of my head. By doing this, you want to make sure that the glue is as tacky as possible to make sure the lace frontal doesn't fall off within a week. So by doing that, it will ensure that the lace frontal doesn't fall off and the glue is as tacky as possible. That's why it's called got to be glue. And I'm basically taking a frontal and I'm going to lay it down as flat as I can around the edges of where I just laid the gel. And basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just doing a touch up of the parts that I have missed. I'm just taking some more of the got to be spiking gel that comes in the black. And I'm just doing a touch up from there. If I need to add more freezing gel, I will, but this probably won't be until later on. And basically after I lay the frontal down, I'm just taking a blow dryer one more time and going around the edges to make sure it lays down flat as possible. And also to make sure the rest of the glue remaining is as dry as possible. Now this step usually takes a minute because you're just laying down your lace frontal. That's why I fast forward that part for you guys. Okay, now that that's done, basically what I'm doing is I'm going around the edges of the frontal one more time to see if there's anything I've missed again, and basically I'm just going to brush the rest of my head. I'm just trying to lay the part down to make sure it doesn't slide while I'm trying to brush some naps out of the hair. And I'm just showing you guys the so-called masterpiece, but there were some parts that I had missed, so I had to go over it with the freezing gel again. As you guys can see, there is a lace part that's still laying upwards. So like I was mentioning just a few seconds ago, I'm going to go over it with freezing gel and I'm going to try to lay that part down. And what I'm doing is I'm going to hold that part down for a few seconds. And I apologize if I'm looking down at my phone. I was trying to reset to another video. Basically, I was watching Everybody Hates Chris, so sorry. I was trying to keep myself entertained while I was in the bathroom. Okay, so after a few seconds of holding the part down, I let go. And I'm just going over the part again using the spiking gel. Basically, this is also to ensure that I hide as much lace as possible, so that way it doesn't show when I have my hair styled in certain ways. And I'm just going to brush over it again. Now I'll show you guys the masterpiece again. And then I brush it down again to make sure it lays as flat as possible. And I do a spin for you. Well, anyway, I hope you guys had enjoyed this little tutorial of how to fix the lace frontal. I didn't exactly do all the steps, but I did what I could. So, sorry about that. Hope you guys have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe.